Did Trump break Trudeau? This important question is on the minds of many different people today because our neighbors to the north are in the midst of a political meltdown as Canada's own Prime Minister is facing what could be his Waterloo. According to this recent report from the CTV News, citing anonymous sources, Justin Trudeau is considering prorogation or even resignation following the extremely abrupt and unexpected resignation yesterday of his Deputy Prime Minister, Finance Minister, and key ally Chrystia Freeland, after she clashed with Trudeau on critical economic issues facing Canadians, such as government spending. Their clash over Canada's growing debt issues and spending problems was so severe that Trudeau reportedly asked her to step down from the position to a lesser post during a meeting face-to-face last Friday, spelling trouble for his own political future. Freeland and Trudeau also disagreed about how to handle the tariffs that President-elect Trump has threatened and considered to implement on goods that are made in Canada once he retakes office less than 5 weeks from now. What's more, Freeland's resignation comes on the heels of the country's latest economic report, which actually showed a budget deficit of nearly 62 billion Canadian dollars in the 2023 to 2024 fiscal year. There was also this issue of tariffs, of course, which she specifically warned about in her resignation letter, writing in part, quote, "Our country today faces a grave challenge. The incoming administration in the United States is pursuing a policy of aggressive economic nationalism, including a threat of 25% tariffs. We need to take that threat extremely seriously. That means keeping our fiscal powder dry today, so we have the reserves we may need for a coming tariff war. That means eschewing costly political gimmicks, which we can ill afford and which make Canadians doubt that we recognize the gravity of the moment. That means pushing back against America First economic nationalism with a determined effort to fight for capital and investment and the jobs they bring," end quote. But in response, Trump wrote on Truth Social, quote, "The great state of Canada is stunned as the finance minister resigns or was fired from her position by Governor Justin Trudeau. Her behavior was totally toxic and not at all conducive to making deals which are good for the very unhappy citizens of Canada. She will not be missed," end quote. Trudeau has named his public safety minister Dominic LeBlanc as the country's new finance minister, but now Trudeau's political future is completely unclear. This shakeup is one of the biggest blows to his power since taking office back in 2015, and the timing of this fallout is also troublesome for him because Canada's next election is less than 1 year away, and he's expected to lose based on polling data. So now there are widespread concerns about the implications of increased tariffs for Canada's struggling economy. And Canadians in the province of Ontario specifically are clearly so worried that they launched a multi-million-dollar ad campaign here in the US just days after Trump announced his proposed tariffs, which is also around the same exact time that Trudeau flew down to Mar-a-Lago to beg Trump not to impose the crushing tariffs on his country. But their groveling and desperate attempt to ingratiate themselves with Americans is not helping their case.
For generations, this ally to the north has been by your side. Ontario, Canada, a partner connected by shared history, shared values, and a shared vision for what we can achieve together. Stable and secure when the world around us isn't. You can rely on Ontario for energy to power your growing economy and for the critical minerals crucial to new technologies. Ontario is your third largest trading partner and the #1 export destination for 17 states. Our long-standing economic partnership keeps millions of Americans working. In a changing world, it's time to bring jobs back home and build together. More workers, more trade, more prosperity, more security. For generations, this ally to the north has been here. And for generations more, we'll still be here. right by your side.